Good morning, children. Children, we have completed the third unit of class 12th chemistry, that is electrochemistry. Now we are proceeding towards the fourth unit of class 12th chemistry, that is chemical kinetics. Children, before taking up chemical kinetics in detail, let us glance at two important units which you have already learnt in the class 11th chemistry. Number 1, thermodynamics, and number 2, chemical equilibrium. Children, let me consider one of the general reaction. A plus B giving rise to C plus D. Children, from the knowledge of thermodynamics, it is possible to find out whether the reaction is feasible or not. In that case, we need to consider delta G value. Children, delta G value, if it is a negative, then it is spontaneous forward reaction. If delta G is positive, then spontaneous backward reaction, or we can also say that non-spontaneous forward reaction. Children, if delta G is equal to 0, that means neither spontaneous forward nor spontaneous backward, but the reaction is in dynamic equilibrium. Dynamic equilibrium. Children, from the knowledge of chemical equilibrium, the extent to which the chemical reaction occurs can be assumed. Let me write equilibrium constant by using chemical equilibrium knowledge for this reaction. Look at here, active masses of the product upon active mass of the reactant. Children, if the Kc value is very high, then the equilibrium shifted towards the forward direction. That means you are going to get more amount of product. Now, if the Kc value is smaller, then the equilibrium will shift towards the backward direction and the products will decompose to form the reactant. Children, neither thermodynamics nor chemical equilibrium tell us the information about the rate of the reaction. Factors affecting the rate of the reaction and the mechanism of a reaction. Children, in order to know the rate or speed of the reaction, the factors affecting the rate or speed of the reaction and the mechanism of reaction, you need to have a separate branch of chemistry that is called chemical kinetics. Children, the literal meaning of kinetics refers to movement. It is obtained from a Latin term kinesis. What is that? Kinesis. Children, chemical kinetics is a branch of chemistry which deals with the speed or rate of the reaction, factors affecting the rate of the reaction, and the mechanism of reaction. Children, let us take up chemical kinetics in detail. Under that, the first one is a rate of chemical reaction. Children, the first topic under chemical kinetics is rate of a chemical reaction or speed of a chemical reaction. Let me write on the board. Rate of a chemical reaction. You can call it as speed of a chemical reaction also. In order to understand a rate of a chemical reaction, let me quote an example. A plus B giving rise to C plus D. Children, A and B are reactants, whereas C and D are products. You know that in the beginning of the reaction, the concentration of the reactants will be very high, whereas concentration of the products will be very low, or sometimes you can call 0 also. As the reaction proceeds, children, the concentration of the reactants decreases, whereas concentration of the product increases. A rate of a chemical reaction is defined as change in concentration of any one of the reactant or product per unit time. Or more specifically, children, we can define rate of a chemical reaction as decrease in concentration of reactants or increase in concentration of product per unit time. Let me write mathematical expression for rate of a reaction. The rate is equal to minus delta concentration of A upon delta T. That is equal to minus delta concentration of B upon delta T. That is equal to plus delta concentration of C upon delta T. That is equal to plus delta concentration of D upon delta T. Children, remember, a rate is always a positive entity. In order to make a rate as positive entity, had put a negative sign for the rate of reaction of reactants. Children, you know that as the reaction proceeds, the concentration of reactants decreases and gets negative value. Children, in order to make a rate as positive value, had put negative sign here, negative into negative, it becomes positive. Hope you understand that. Whereas a rate of reaction for the products had put positive sign here, because as the reaction proceeds, the concentration of the product increases and hence it becomes a positive entity. Hope you understand that. Let me quote one more general example. Reactants getting converted into products. Children, in this case, the rate is equal to minus delta R upon delta T. That is equal to plus delta P upon delta T. Children, look at here. Delta R is nothing but change in concentration of reactants, whereas delta P refers to change in concentration of products, and delta T, children, is nothing but change in time. Remember, the rate of a reaction can be determined by change in concentration of any one of the reactant or product. Not only that, we can also measure rate of the reaction by measuring change in pH, change in color, change in volume, or change in pressure also. Children, let me find out the unit of a rate of a reaction. Children, you know the expression, a rate is equal to delta, I'll put as X, it may be reactant or product, upon delta T, is it not? Now, change in concentration is nothing but moles per liter, that is molarity, that means mole per liter, whereas time is nothing but, I take its time as time only. It may be minute, it may be seconds, but usually we prefer to go for seconds. Let me write. Now, unit of a rate is equal to mole per liter per time. So, this is what the unit of rate. Or you can write mole per liter per second. This usually we consider. Children, after understanding the rate of a reaction and also the unit of rate of a reaction, let me take up some of the examples on the rate of a reaction. Children, let me take up some of the examples for writing the rate of a chemical reaction. Under that, number 1, if the number of moles of reactants and products are same, For this, let me quote an example, children. Phosphorus pentachloride undergo decomposition to form phosphorus trichloride plus Cl2. How do we write rate of a reaction? Look at here. Rate is equal to minus delta concentration of PCl5 upon delta T, that is equal to plus delta concentration of PCl3 upon delta T, that is equal to plus delta concentration of chlorine upon delta T. Children, so this is for number of moles of reactants and products are same. Let me quote one more example. Children, if the number of moles of reactants and products are different, children, under this let me quote an example. Hydrogen combines with the chlorine to form hydrogen chloride. In this case, how do I write? Look at here. Rate is equal to minus delta concentration of hydrogen upon delta T, that is equal to minus delta concentration of chlorine upon delta T, is equal to plus 1 by 2 delta hydrogen chloride upon delta T. Children, you should be very careful while writing rate of a chemical reaction involving different number of moles of reactant and products. Now let me quote one more example. Look at here. 2N2O5 giving rise to 4NO2 plus O2. Children, in this case, look at here, how do I write? A rate is equal to minus 1 by 2 delta concentration of N2O5 upon delta T, that is equal to plus 1 by 4 delta concentration of nitrogen dioxide upon delta T, that is equal to plus delta concentration of oxygen upon delta T. Children, in general, let me write AA combines with BB giving rise to CC plus DD. How do I write the right? Look at here. A rate is equal to minus 1 by A delta concentration of A upon delta T, that is equal to minus 1 by B delta concentration of B upon delta T, that is equal to plus 1 by C delta concentration of C upon delta T, that is equal to plus 1 by D delta concentration of D upon delta T. Children, this is what rate of a reaction for the general equation AA combines with BB to form CC plus DT. By this, we can easily write rate of a reaction for any kind of a reaction involving same or different number of moles of reactants or products. Let me go for the next topic, that is average rate of a reaction and instantaneous rate of a reaction. Children, let me take up the next topic, that is average rate of a reaction. Let me write on the board average rate of a reaction. Children, the average rate of a reaction is nothing but the rate of a reaction measured over a long period of time. Let me quote an example here. Look at here. A reactant A is getting converted into product B. If at all, if I want to plot a graph of concentration versus a time in order to measure average rate of a reaction, I can plot, look at here, this is what the concentration on y-axis and this is what the time on x-axis. Children, initially the concentration of reactants will be very high, whereas concentration of product will be 0. But after some time, concentration of product increases, whereas concentration of reactant increases. Let me write, look at here. So this is what the graph for decrease in concentration of a reactant A. Now, this is what the graph for increase in concentration of product B. Children, look at here. At time T1, let A1 be the concentration of reactants and B1 be the concentration of products. Now at time T2, children, let us find out. Look at here, this is at time T2. Let B2 be the concentration of product and A2 be the concentration of reactants at T2. Children, in that case, look at here. Average rate of reaction is equal to, you know how to write the rate of reaction, minus delta concentration of A upon delta T, or for the product plus delta concentration of B, this product, upon delta T. Children, if I want to measure by using the graph, how do I write? Look at here. A rate average is equal to minus concentration of A2 minus concentration of A1 upon T2 minus T1. Hope you are getting that. That is equal to plus concentration of B2 at T2 minus concentration of B1 at T1 upon T2 minus T1. Children, so this is how you are going to find out average rate of a reaction. Hope you understand that. Now let me quote one more important topic, that is instantaneous rate of a reaction. Children, the literal meaning of instant refers to at a particular period of time. In that case, how do I define instantaneous rate of reaction? A rate of a reaction measured over a small period of time at a particular instant of time. That is what you call this instantaneous rate of reaction. In that case, look at here, children. Rate is equal to minus delta A upon delta T, that is equal to plus delta B upon delta T. Remember, we are measuring at a particular period of time, nothing but instant of time. It's a small interval. What I do now, delta, now I'll put in the form of D, small period of time, okay, small change. Now in that case, how do I write that? A rate is equal to minus D into concentration of A upon dt that is equal to plus d concentration of B upon dt. Children, this is what the differential rate equation for what you call this instantaneous rate of a reaction. Now this you need to remember. Hope you understood both average rate of a reaction as well as instantaneous rate of a reaction. Now what do? I'll go for the factors affecting rate of a chemical reaction. Children, there are four important factors which affects the rate of a chemical reaction which have been prescribed in your syllabus. Let me take up number one, that is concentration of reactants. Children, remember, the rate of the reaction is directly proportional to the concentration of reactants. That means increase in concentration of reactants increases the rate of a reaction, and decrease in concentration of reactant decreases the rate of the reaction. Children, according to a theory called collision theory, the reaction takes place because of the collision between the reactant molecules. Remember, if the concentration of reactant is more, the number of molecules of reactants per unit volume will be more. Because of that, the chances of colliding between the reactant molecules also more. Because of that, rate of the reaction increases. Hope you understand that. Second one, we have temperature. Temperature play an important role in the rate of the reaction. Remember, with increase in temperature, the rate of the reaction also increases. Now you may be thinking, what may be the reason? Look at your children. As the temperature increases, the kinetic energy of the molecules also increases. When the kinetic energy of the molecules increases, the velocity of these molecules increases. When the velocity of these molecules increases, children, the collision rate also increases. Collision rate also increases. That means number of collision per unit volume will be more as the velocity of the molecule increases with increase in temperature. Because of that, the rate of a reaction also increases. Hope you understand that. The third factor is catalyst. Children, catalyst is a chemical substance which alters the rate of the reaction. I repeat again, catalyst is a chemical substance which alters the rate of the reaction. In other words, it changes the rate of the reaction. It may increase the rate of the reaction or decrease the rate of the reaction. That depends on the type of the catalyst. Children, look at here. The catalyst may be classified into two types. Number one is called positive catalyst. Number two, we have negative catalyst. So negative catalysts, they are also called inhibitors. In the presence of positive catalyst, the rate of the reaction increases, whereas in the presence of negative catalyst, the rate of the reaction decreases. Let me quote an example here. Imagine hydrogen react with oxygen in the presence of a platinum to form water. Remember, if platinum is not there as a catalyst, the reaction will not take place. Hope you understand that. Only in the presence of platinum as a catalyst here, hydrogen combines with oxygen to get you water. Children, the fourth important factor is surface area. Let me quote an example. Imagine I'm going to take a big crystal of sodium chloride. Say I'm going to take 10 grams of big crystal of sodium chloride. On the other side, I'm going to take 10 grams of powder sodium chloride. Imagine I'm going to take two beakers. In one beaker, I'll take 100 ml of water. In another beaker also I'll take 100 ml of water. Now what do? I'll dissolve 10 grams of crystal NaCl in one beaker and 10 grams of powder NaCl in another beaker. Now you tell me, in which case the sodium chloride completely dissolves at the earlier? Children, we can say that in this case the powder salt dissolves in 100 ml faster than the other beaker where you have put 10 grams of crystal sodium chloride. That means greater the surface area, higher is the rate of the reaction. Lesser the surface area, lesser is the rate of the reaction. Children, so these are the four important factors which affects the rate of the reaction. Children, let me take up the next topic, that is a dependence of a rate on concentration. One of the important topic in order to understand the order of reaction or the molecularity of reaction that you are going to learn in the next classes. Children, dependence of a rate on concentration can also be dealt in the form of rate law or rate expression. Now you can also call a rate law expression. All are one and the same only. So rate law is a mathematical expression relating the rate of the reaction and the concentration of the reactants at a given temperature. Children, two scientists, Goldberg and Wag, gave a quantitative relationship between the rate of reaction and the concentration of reactants at a given temperature, which is called law of mass action. Remember, this law of mass action was given by Goldberg and Wag. In other words, you can say that law of mass action is a mathematical relationship between the rate of a reaction and the concentration of the reactants at a given temperature. Children, let me consider a general reaction. Look at here. Children, in this general reaction, now what do? I apply law of mass action. Look at here, by applying law of mass action. Look at here, what I'm going to get? A rate is directly proportional to molar concentration of reactants raised to the power of its numerical coefficient at a given temperature. In other words, law of mass action states that at a given temperature, the rate of a chemical reaction is directly proportional to the product of molar concentration of reactants raised to the power equal to their numerical coefficient. Children, let me repeat. Law of mass action states that at a given temperature, the rate of the reaction is directly proportional to the molar concentration of the reactant raised to the power equal to their numerical coefficient in a balanced chemical equation. Children, in that case, let me remove this proportionality sign by using a constant. Look at here, a rate is equal to K into product of the molar concentration of the reactants raised to the power equal to their numerical coefficient, where A and B are, what are they? Numerical coefficients. Children, look at here, if the molar concentration of all the reactants is equal to 1 unity, a 1 molar concentration, children, in that case, look at here, a rate is equal to K. Now, where K is nothing but velocity constant or a rate constant. A rate constant. Children, then how do we define the rate constant? Children, you can define the rate constant as the rate of the reaction. The rate of the reaction when the molar concentration of all the reactants are taken as unity. Hope you understand that. I repeat, a rate constant of a reaction is defined as the rate of the reaction when the molar concentration of all the reactants in the rate equation is taken as unity. Children, after understanding the definition of a rate constant, let me take up the characteristics of a rate constant. Children, first one, remember, a rate constant is a measure of a speed of the reaction or rate of the reaction. Remember, larger the K value, faster is the reaction. Hope you understand that. Lesser the K value, slower is the reaction. That is why just by seeing the K value, you can decide whether the reaction is occurring at faster rate or slower rate. Children, the second point is that different reactions have different values of K. Let me write, different reactions have different values of K. Third one, children, at a fixed temperature, the value of K or the rate constant remains constant. Remember, as the value of K remains constant at a fixed temperature, it becomes a characteristic of a chemical reaction. However, the value of K may change with the change in temperature. In other words, you can say that the K value depends on temperature. Fourth one, children, the rate constant is independent of initial concentration of the reactants. Tell me why? Because now in the definition I told you, now initial concentration of reactants is taken as unity. In other words, you can say that a rate constant is independent of initial concentration. Children, hope you understand that. Let me go for the differences between a rate of a reaction and a rate constant. Children, the first one is definition for both rate of a reaction and rate constant. Children, rate of a reaction is nothing but change in concentration of either reactant or product per unit time. Right here, change in concentration of any one reactant or product per unit time. Children, other side, you know that a rate constant is a constant. It is a constant. And how did I define the term rate constant? Children, rate constant is equal to the rate of the reaction when the concentration of all the reactants are taken as unity. Right here, a rate constant K is a rate of reaction when the molar concentration of all the reactants are taken as one unity. Is it not? Second difference. Children, always remember rate of the reaction depends upon initial concentration of reactants. Depends on initial concentration of reactants. Other side, remember the rate constant is independent of initial concentration of reactants. Tell me why? Because we have taken concentration of a reactant as unity in the rate law expression while defining the term rate constant. Is it not? Children, the third one, the unit of a rate of a reaction is mole per liter. This is the unit of rate of a reaction, whereas the unit of a rate constant depends on order of a reaction. Children, remember the unit of a rate constant always depend upon order of reaction. What is order of reaction? I am going to teach now itself. Children, so these are the three differences between rate of reaction and rate constant. This is very, very important for the examination. Children, after understanding the differences between rate of reaction and rate constant, let me take up the next topic, experimentally determined rate law expression. For this, let me consider one of the general reaction. Consider a general reaction. Look at here. AA plus BB plus CC giving rise to products. Children, by applying law of mass action, I can write rate of the reaction. Is it not? Or right? By applying law of mass action, look at here, a rate is equal to K into product of molar concentration of all the reactants raised to the power equal to their numerical coefficient. So children, so this is what theoretical rate law expression, otherwise called rate law equation. Right here, this is what theoretical rate law equation or expression. Remember, this rate law you obtained in accordance with law of mass action as well as balanced chemical equation. Children, suppose if I conduct experiment, after conducting experiment we find out the rate of the reaction is directly proportional to, look at here, after conducting the experiment, look at here, the rate is equal to K into product of molar concentration of all the reactants PQR. Children, what is this PQR? PQR, nothing but experimentally determined numerical coefficient. Right here, these are experimentally determined numerical coefficient, and this is what experimentally determined a rate law equation. Children, the experimentally determined rate law equation is nothing but a rate law expression. A rate law expression. Hope you understand that. But in this case, look at here, where theoretical rate equation, where numerical coefficient are obtained from the balanced chemical equation, whereas in case of experimentally determined rate law expression or the equation, the numerical coefficient are obtained after conducting the experiment. Children, in that case, how do we define the rate law? Children, the expression which describes the reaction rate in terms of molar concentration of all the reactants as determined experimentally is called rate law or rate law expression. I repeat again, the expression which describes the reaction rate in terms of molar concentration of the reactants as determined experimentally is called, children, a rate law expression, otherwise called rate law. Now what do? Let me quote some of the examples for both theoretical rate law expression as well as experimental rate law expression, and let us see how they differ with theoretical as well as experimental rate law. Children, and that first one, look at here, decomposition of N2O5. Children, let me write the balanced chemical equation first. Look at here, 2N2O5 giving rise to 4NO2 plus O2. This is what the balanced chemical equation for the decomposition of N2O5. Children, if I want to write the theoretical equation, let me write theoretical rate law expression. How do I write? Look at here. The rate is equal to K into molar concentration of N2O5 raised to the power 2. Children, this is what a theoretical rate law. Imagine after performing an experiment, the rate is directly proportional to single concentration of N2O5 instead of twice or the square. Look at here. After performing experiment, how do I write that? Look at here. That will be experimental rate law, is it not? That means numerical coefficient you are going to obtain after conducting the experiment. Now how do I write that? Look at here. A rate is equal to K into N2O5. Children, look at here. After conducting the experiment, now the rate is directly proportional to the concentration of N2O5, which is nothing but raised to 1, not the square. Children, so this is what the experimental rate law. Let me take up one more. Second one, a reaction between hydrogen and bromine. So let me write the balanced chemical equation. Look at here. H2 plus Br2 giving rise to HBr, hydrogen bromide. Now let me write theoretical rate law by applying law of mass action. Now rate is equal to K into molar concentration of hydrogen and bromine raised to the power equal to the numerical coefficient. Is it not? Now children, after conducting experiment, if I want to write experimental rate law, now rate is equal to, look at here, K into H2 into Br2 raised to half of the concentration. Children, so this is what experimentally determined, and this is what theoretical rate law expression, which depends on balanced chemical equation. Children, with that, let me go for one more topic, which is very important topic, that is order of a reaction.